welcome back to my channel. I know it's been about a million years since the last time I posted or saw you guys, but I've got good reasons, I swear. In April, I was doing some hardcore parkour. Was not good at it. Ended up breaking 2 bones in my foot.
Parkour! Michael, parkour! Parkour! Parkour!
So I broke metatarsals 3 and 4 in my foot, which are like kind of like the long middle bones. I had tried to kind of like walk it off a little bit, which did not feel good. But in terms of myself, I had a very specific goal in 2023 that I wanted to be the fittest version of Kendall that I could possibly be in 1 year. So that's what I was going to do in 2023, and we were off to an amazing start. I knew it'd be a good year for it because we had a bunch of events planned. We were supposed to ride 260 kilometers for the Wheeling Warriors. We were doing a Boogie with the Stars fundraiser, which was this really cool dance competition that Tyler and I went in and stirred up some feathers. Also, I ran my first half marathon, which was so incredible. It's got my name on it.
It won't be tomorrow.
I ran it in 2 hours and 40 seconds. I was so close to getting under 2 hours. Tyler went and did the near death rate. You have to run over 42 kilometers and you end up going up 2 mountains. Hi, baby. Things were going very well for me to become super fit because I had like this crazy variety. I was doing everything that I could think of for exercise and loving it. I felt amazing. I don't want this to come off the wrong way because I know that there are people out there with real, substantial problems, and that at the end of the day, a broken foot is really not that big of a deal. But that said, I do want to be honest with you guys and authentic, and this was absolutely a very rude awakening for me. Movement is my life. I absolutely love movement. It's what I do for fun. It's what I do for my entire job and career and living. My entire social group is based off of, you know, going on hikes and bikes and runs together. We literally travel to different countries to go for runs. That's something I'm really grateful to have. And then on top of that, I also just had this all-consuming fitness lifestyle for almost 10 years as a competitive bodybuilder trying to get my pro card with the IFBBs. All those things kind of together made this perfect storm that it didn't take me too long to realize without movement, I don't really know who I am. So ironically, the first couple of weeks after I broke my foot were not as hard as I thought that they'd be. I'm quite crafty. I enjoy crafts and stuff like that. So I dove right into hobbies and crafts and pretty much anything that would keep me sitting down because I was having a really hard time adjusting to not moving. Surprise, surprise. And I think maybe also there's the degree of a bit of the pain, because the pain was pretty substantial. I wasn't taking pain medication or anything, so I think that kind of helped ground me. It almost gave me something to do, as weird as that sounds. But then in the second month, it started to get very, very very tough for me. I was still in the boot, so I did have to wear that like inflatable walking boot thing, which was challenging. And also crutches. Oh my god! It took me like 2 days to figure out how to go upstairs. I am not proud of that.
Stop it. Get some help.
All of a sudden, I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what to do with my time. I didn't know how to approach the thing that I have done exclusively for the last decade. I started trying to figure out why this was happening. So what could I take out of this? Because it sucked. And that part was obvious. But for every suckage, I think there's got to be a benefit. And of course, I'm still working on it. And I thought I was getting a pretty good idea. But apparently, the universe thought I needed a little bit more time to dwell on the subject, because 6 months later, I am sitting here with 25% healing in one of the bones and absolutely 0 in the other. Essentially, my foot is healed not at all in the last 6 months. Like I said, that happened in April. Now it's late September and I have follow-up appointments coming up this week. I'll of course post that in this video as well, so we can get the full picture here and see what the update is, see what we're looking at. But as of right now, it's really, really frustrating. I don't cry often, but I did cry yesterday. It is tough, but in a crazy way, I'm also very grateful that it happened because, again, I really needed to learn more about myself, because at the end of the day, maybe I was using fitness as a bit of a crutch because I didn't have anything else that I knew of to base a personality off of, or at least maybe that's the way I saw myself. And I was able to really think like, what else do I have to offer the world? And it's hilarious because the universe started doing that thing where it just throws confirmation at you left and right, like, yeah, girl. It's because I was starting to change how I was seeing myself, and I think maybe that changes how the world sees you as well. But at the end of the day, you know, it's only a few weeks. I'm gonna get back to where I was. I'm going to be stronger. I'm gonna be smarter. I am still trying to improve. I'm still trying to learn and figure all this out, of course, but the good news is that I have had 6 whole months to ruminate on the subject. So I wanted to share with you guys what I know so far. My advice for anybody who's going through adversity and who's going through an injury is that you need to stay positive, and I know that's really hard. It is so easy to get sucked into that negative vortex of just, why is this happening to me? This is so unfair. I work so hard for my body, and yet. But that does dick all. It's not gonna make you heal faster. It's not gonna make you feel any better. In fact, it's going to release stress hormones and make you heal slower. It's gonna make it harder to sleep, and you're probably gonna have weird hunger fluctuations and stuff if you stress yourself out. So the best thing you can do is force yourself to stay positive. And yes, I did say force it. Sometimes you gotta fake it till you make it. And one of the ways that I do that is I listen to a ton of podcasts or like amazing books. I pretty much take other people's positivity and bestow it upon myself. And it works really well. You absorb things subconsciously and they play out subconsciously as well. So try to keep the things that you're paying attention to really, really positive. Things that make you smile, things that make you, you know, inspired later on. That's gonna be a game changer. And honestly, even if you're not injured. Second is seeking support from loved ones. I really had a hard time asking for help in the first couple weeks of my foot being broken, but I'm actually, again, one of the things I'm grateful for is it made me learn that I do need to ask for help. Even when I was getting the initial x-ray done when I'd first broken it, I didn't want to take the wheelchair and stuff, and the nurse kind of wanted to smack me upside the head. It was just like, you're slowing us down, get in the wheelchair. But that's a good thing for me to be able to learn that people are there to help you. We're all here to help each other. You shouldn't abuse that. You shouldn't just like help no one and then expect help from everyone, but you know, I like to think I do my part here and there. So seek support from your loved ones, from professionals.
Get some help.
Which does lead me to my next point. Please listen to your doctors. I know sometimes some doctors aren't the best. I hear ya, I've been there. But I would have gotten so many months of my life back if I had just been able to get a hold of my doctor a little bit sooner. So there was actually about, well, 6 months between the 2 x-rays that I took and nothing in between. I had no contact with my doctor or anything. So that was really challenging. I feel like if I had learned that my foot wasn't healing 2 months after I broke it, we could have done something to fix it, right? I wouldn't have just been climbing mountains and going on runs and stuff like that, not knowing that my foot was still all loosey-goosey. The last thing is that you should never ever lose sight of your goals. So no matter what it is that you're working for, losing a bunch of time because of an injury doesn't work. So what we need to do is how can we still accomplish our goals despite our injuries? It's really, really important that you adapt. You don't just put it on hiatus. You don't just put it on pause, but you look at your plan and you say, how can I make progress happen despite what's going on right now? I'm pretty happy, despite the fact that everything did change for me. I was able to find a few new ways to get fit, and I was able to maintain a physique that I'm really proud of, and a physique that just makes me feel really, really strong and capable despite the fact that I have popped a tire. At the end of the day, guys, remember to take care of yourself. It's fun to take risks, but we can always try to be safe about it. Granted, I wasn't doing anything risky when I broke my foot. I was just being a doofus.
Parkour!
But you know what? It is what it is. Please make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that little bell icon if they still have it. Like I said, it's been since the dinosaurs roamed since I've posted, so who's to say? Have yourself a little fit day. We will chit chat very soon.